miran la cara. If they see you're scared, then that's when they get you, right?
Yeah, but also like in the morning, everybody that's like you're going in the multitude. You know what I mean? Like all the workers and all that. You know what I mean? So
they're pushing you through.
Yeah. So if it was a tourist visa, you're probably gonna cross it on a Saturday, like at 10, 11 in the morning, going to Las Americas, which is crossing. You know what I mean?
So is it safe to say that, like, based upon the type you're getting, might determine whether it's better to go morning or night?
You gotta fit in the profile of that. If you're a tourist, you're not gonna go to work. You're not gonna cross in the morning. You know, you're gonna go on a day where you're chilling. So Saturday morning, you know, you're gonna be in the outlets all day type shit. You know,
a trip.
So you do that. Sometimes we dress them nice. You know, buying good clothes and stuff. Sometimes I even be like, hey, wait, I need that sweater back. You know, that's a nice sweater.
When you get to the other side.
No, once I was on the other side, I was like, hey, wait, they told me to ask for the.
So
I don't get too warm. Fool.
Are you in front with them or are you behind them?
They're following me.
Okay, they're following you.
They're following me,
okay.
Because I did it walk like the guy I worked with. He never really wanted me to put me like in the fire. So he was like, "Hey, bueno, más vas a hacer esto. You just walk them through." You know what I mean? So my charges were not even traffic. It was aiding and abetting.
So wait a minute. So how did they catch you?
It
was a typical morning. You're going by. Come on.
Yeah. No, the girl that I tried to cross like a day before, they asked her like, hey, so what were you gonna do when you crossed? Because she was like 17 or something, and she was like, well, I was following the guy. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah. So the next day that I crossed, they're like waiting for me and shit, and we crossed, and like actually one of the guys we had made it. You know, even So I get on the trolley, and I remember, I don't think because it was two of us that were walking people by. So I think his didn't make it or mine didn't make it, one of those. But I remember trolley where I was just like, I kind of had this feeling, and I was just talking. There was a white dude sitting next to us, and he kind of looked like a little homeless. Not homeless. He was too clean to be homeless, but not enough, to be like this. So I was like, this was undercover. I was like, I know this was undercover. So, you know what? Even if he's not it, like, que chingue su madre, güey. You know, hey, fuck this fool, like all this and that. So. Yeah, when they had me in the office, it wasn't him, but it was a guy behind me.
Oh, no.
But it wasn't him, though. It wasn't
That's
him.
fucked up.
But it was the guy behind me.
Dog.
But the guy behind me heard me because when he walked in the office, he's like, hey, you remember me? And I was like, nah, should I? He's like, yeah, I thought you saw me in the trolley because he started saying, I was like, oh shit, but then
you were sitting behind.
Yeah, but we just saw you just kept doing. We were like, oh, este güey no sabe todavía. You know what I mean? But I kind of had like, that's weird though, because I had that
Spidey senses.
Yeah, I had the Spidey sense. I was like, nah, wait, something's happening here. Like, you know what I mean?
What
like,
a trip, though.
Hey, but they're pretty professional when they pick you up right there at the border. When they arrest you.
No, they didn't arrest me at the border. They followed me all the way to where I made the drop, which was in Chula Vista. I get in a trolley, and then like 3-4 stops later, we got off the trolley, and then outside of Food for Less, a lady would come through and she would pick up the guys we had. So once I opened the door and the guy was gonna get in, all kinds of undercover cars started pulling up. And they were being a little rough until once again they took my passport out. Hey, we got a USC. We got a USC.
Bro.
We got a USC.
I'm keeping that shit.
We got a USC, and they were like, "You U.S. citizen?" I was like, "Yeah." They were like, "Where were you born?" I was like, "Los Angeles." And I was like, "Okay." So now the white cop starts treating me like, "Hey, are the cops too tight?" You know, shit like that.
Wow, bro.
So now they take me back to the border for the paperwork and all that shit, and I'm like, "Hey, güey, ¿a qué horas me llevas al MCC?" You know, I'm 19. And I was wild. I was really wild back then. So I was like, hey, wait, what time you getting me to the MCC? Wait, like, don't put me in this fucking fridge, you know, the little jail cell on the border. And he's like, oh, so you know where you're going, huh? Whatever, this and that. I was like, I mean, I've heard, you know, allegedly, you know. So they're like, hey, how about you tell us how you did your thing and you'll go faster, you know what I mean? I was like,
Just fool.
So I went to, you know, they locked me up. And then I started thinking, I'm just going to, you know, make up a story, you know. I don't think I'm not followed that through, you know. They don't follow my calls or anything. So I was like, hey, what time are you taking me to MCC? I was locking the door. They're like, you ready to tell? Yeah. I was like, yeah, Simon. So they bring me out, and I just make up like a wallet story. I was like, once the dude I work with sees the paper, he's gonna laugh. You know what I mean? So I made that kind of story, and I made it like that. And yeah, they let me call my mom. They took me to MCC. I called her from my phone too. You know what I mean? So and then eventually they took me in the morning to MCC, and that's when I was a little nervous because I'm still 19. You know, this is the feds, you know, big guys and shit like that. And I'm looking young. I'm 19, but I look like 16, you know. So
you look like a baby, right there.
Yeah, so it's like fuck, wait. But at the same time, it's this feeling of like, okay, everybody's been here, you know. Like everybody in TJ's been here. Like a bunch of friends have been here, even family.
This is the rite of passage right here.
Yeah, not even the right passage, but it feels wrong, but it feels right.
Yeah, it's the rite of passage. Like we got to go through.
It's like, hey, it's por ahí, but I'm like, wait. Why is it por aquí? You know what I mean? It's like in life, you know, I'm thinking that. But yeah, eventually, I got there. I get to the
philosophy side.
I go to the seventh floor, and yeah, like I said, somebody, hey, go on that way, you know, like, hey, what's up? Yeah. I knew somebody.
homie,
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've heard about like the politics, prison politics, but like when I got there on May, but I was out on bail, and then I had to go back on September.
Oh shit.
So when I go back, they're like, hey, there was a riot with like I think it was the homies and the paisas, so they were dividing.
Right.
But I was in a cell with a homie. He was a homie, and
When you went back?
Yeah, no, yeah, when I went
Yeah.
back. So they separated.
What's
Like
up?
once they opened the door, they're like, hey, and he was like, no, I'm a sureño, so they put him somewhere else. And I was like, oh, I'm a paisa. So then we get back to our place, and everybody's locked up because they were fighting.
They were
and
just-
such shit. Yeah.
Hey, so you didn't know till you told them then, or you knew before when they started asking like, hey, what were you?
I knew the politics. I know what I was supposed to
Yeah.
claim and all that, but you know, not really. You know, it's your first time.
figuring it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, we get there and yeah, I get the repra, the paisas. And
What's
they
going
start telling
down,
me.
yeah.
But like the sureños, they were like, hey, wait,